Hi, it's Erin. I want to show you a fun video tutorial about how to create a cute little mini book out of cards. Now, these particular cards are from Die Cuts to the View, and they already have this kind of really pretty foiled treatment on there. It's just gorgeous. So see, they all have this fun little kind of effect on them already. In the kits, you're given these watercolor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to cut these cards apart to create a cute little mini book. It's fairly simple, and unfortunately I thought I was videoing and I wasn't, and I have already created the mini book, but let me show you how I did this first. So you're going to start with a base of a card, and I am going to cut up a couple more of those because I do want to use some more pieces out of this. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my card, and I made all these 3.5, and so all these cards were 7 inches, so they're 7 inches long, and then they are 5 inches wide. This card's not exactly 7 inches long, so I'll show you what I was doing. I cut each card in half, which would be 3.5 inches. So I'm going to recreate the base of this card here. So you can do this with any cards. You can do this with cards that already have design on them. You can do this with greeting cards. You can do this with just about anything to create a fun little mini book. Now that you have your pieces, you're going to start creating your book. First step is you're going to open up. You're going to add glue to the inside of the card, and then take another card and just overlap it just like this, and then you fold it. Now you got to flip over, so now we've got the beginning of an accordion. So to go back the other direction, so picture as if you're opening this up, this is going to be one piece, we have to add a piece onto this side, so this gets glued to here. So just add, and the glue I'm using is a Beacon 3-in-1 glue. It's just a very tacky graft glue. It's really good. It dries clear. It's got a good grab. It's going to hold true as I add wetness to my project. It's going to have no problems. So now I've extended my accordion. The next one I would attach to would go right here, just to kind of give you a hint. Go open it up. The next one I would attach would go this side, fold it. Next one I would attach would go on this side, and so forth. And then you've created a mini book just like we have here. So then you can start flipping it just like this. So you have stuff on this side, open it up, and then you have stuff on this side. Very, very simple. Pretty cool stuff. So then you have a base for a little accordion mini book. And you can use either side. I'm going to call this my front right here, because I want to add a different kind of a treatment to the front side. We were also given this classy copper paper pad, which is full of all of these really pretty foil treatment pages. I just love these. They're just so gorgeous. So I'm going to cut up some of these pages. This is one I used on something else and I have it left over. And then I have a full foil sheet. And then this is what I there's little cutout pieces. So I'm going to cut all these out, all the ones that have the foil on them already. Alright, so I've created a whole bunch of more 3.5 by 5 inch cards, which are the size of each of the pages on the book. And then I cut up that, what I call the project life, and I created all these little fun, I guess at this point they're kind of like ephemera in a way. There's just all these little fun tags. Some of them have designs. I'm just going to use them and start gluing them into the book. Again, I'm just going to use my Beacon 3-in-1 to glue all of these pages on here. I really love this foil treatment for the front cover. I just think it's just gorgeous. I think it's one of my favorite papers I've found so far. Just really has just this amazing just feel to it. And I love the textures that go with it too. Alright, so here's the base of my book now that I've added in all of the main pages. This is just some other fun extras I'm going to add later on. I'll have to add something to this page, but I was really going for each page independently. Make sure they stick together. Has something on there that is going to resist my ink when I go through and put it in. This page, I think I'm going to put something like this, but I want to add color to the background first before I put this on top, just for fun. I just want to see what it would look like. I did want to have, which is why I pulled this one up, is I wanted to have the front of my book. Sorry, this is how it's going to go. I wanted the front of my book. So I want to make sure I have the front of the book and the back of the book to have the foil treatment. And I also want to make sure I put in all of my letters that they're actually facing the right direction. There's a couple that are off, but it's just the way it's going to go, and that's okay. Now we're going to start coloring. So here I just have little watercolors that came with the card set. And I am just going to play with just doing kind of a wash of watercolor. And I don't care if it smears from one page to the other when I close it. I actually kind of like that feeling, just to kind of see what's going to happen. So I'm just going to spray these down. This is just a water bottle full of water. I hijacked an old bottle I got from my daughter. She had some hairspray stuff in here. I really don't think I'm going to use the tiny brushes because these are just kind of hard to hold. So I'm going to get my own brush. I like a nice long brush just to have more maneuverability, and I'm just going to go for a generic, and I'm going to end up mixing all these colors, so not too worried. I'm going to saturate all my colors, and I'm going to be using them quite a bit. Just really get them all wet. I know that's probably not the best way to do it, but because I'm going to be doing a ton of watering here, I'm just going to play. All right, so here's the base of my book that I've now covered with all my fun watercolors from Die Cuts with You. I left the front cover just this really pretty metallic, and I'm gonna go through it, and then I went through and I colored each one. So I'm gonna do a quickie run through of what each one looks like. Now, all of these papers here, they have a glossy treatment on them, so they really resisted the paints. That's why I wanted a watercolor underneath. And I might go through and add something fun on top of here too. And I love how some of these papers, as you folded it over, it left kind of a imprint on the other side. So here's another one where it just resisted because it's got the glossy. This is just kind of fun how it's got the border here on the bottom. See how it left a resist on the other side? It's really kind of cool. Now, it's not perfectly dry. There's still some parts that are sticky, so see how this left a treatment on the other sides. This was the glossy side, and it left its imprint on the other. It's really kind of fun. And how this one kind of left a foil treatment on the other side. It's really pretty. And it's kind of covered up some of the little spots there. So again, it's not 100% dry, but I'm kind of liking how it's doing all of its effects on either side. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this off and start adding in some of my fun textures. Here's a lot of the little fun pieces. I don't know if I'm going to use these ones here, but I like all the ones that have something written on them. Those are really fun. So I'm going to go through and just kind of add a few fun little things down. All right, so these are some fun stamps that I got from a friend of mine. She runs Lasco Stamps. I met her at a show and she gave me a few samples to play with, and these are just these really pretty mandalas. And I thought I would just kind of play with having some fun stamped images kind of going around. I'm going to use Stays On just to see how well it works, and maybe a little bit of the chalk ink just to see how well it goes. And I'm not going to be too worried about how specific they're going to be. And these are unmounted stamps. They're really good about going in and kind of getting your nicks and crannies and corners. So I'm just going to randomly stamp, and the reason why I'm kind of picking Stays On is because this is a glossy paper. I want it to make sure that it sticks to that. I'm just adding some more fun effect to my page. I'm just going to go up and have some fun stamping. So I'm continuing to add some more fun layers of stamps and stuff, just adding with the fun things. Just, you know, kind of playing with it. Sometimes I smeared it off just to get a fun color, or just kind of added in the stamps here and there. I really like some of them plain, like I like the way this one texture showed up. So if this is just a mini book for fun, there's really no rhyme or reason to it.
So this is the end of part 1. Come back in part 2 and I show you how to add some stencils and other fun mists and stamps to the book to finish it. It's still going to keep nice and thin, so it's not going to add to the bulk of it, so it'll be a nice flat book. Thanks for stopping by. Please subscribe and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.